So, brothers and sisters, we would just want you to see the fruit of MORNINGSTAR Christian Fellowship, who we have a past with the pastor. His name's Pastor Bob.
This is the level of discernment.
If anybody knows Nigel from downtown, Nigelum on YouTube, Nigel actually rebuked this pastor as well because he had a lot of Egyptian artifacts and idolatry in his office. And Pastor Bob blew him off. And when we had the debates about the Godhead, Trinity versus monotheism, or what people like to label us as oneness or modalism, because they don't understand and they just run with the majority, and they don't have discernment to understand the oracles of God and the scriptures. Neither do they care to listen to anybody else because they're pride. You know, he rejected myself as well, and it's sad because, you know, when you put yourself under a yoke of certain pastor that doesn't have discernment, they lead their flocks to the slaughter, the Bible says. They're just hirelings. And these type of people will join the ecumenical movement. So what you're seeing here is a church that's promoting the glorification of man and flesh.
Secular worship service.
And the biggest secular, and they're going to have
coming up next Sunday.
And if you watch the halftime Super Bowl thing, it's actually an occultic seance. This year it'll be the high priestess of the occult and Freemasonry, Beyonce, who's the wife of Jay-Z, who's a notable devil worshiper, as well as Rihanna, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Lady Gaga, you name it. So we see here, I just happened to be doing some snow shoveling in the area, and I just caught out of the corner of my eye as we drove by this apostate church here, that they're invited to watch the Super Bowl on a 25-foot big screen TV. So this is what Jesus told us not to do. He said, don't love the world or the things of the world. If you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. So it says here, MORNINGSTAR Christian Fellowship, where nations meet. So they're meeting to worship man in tights, running with a pigskin down a field. Pretty sad, you know. If you go to a church like this, you might want to re-question what you're doing. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13, if you want to use the love scriptures and the love passages, it says in verse 11, which most people never read, when I was a child, I did childish things, but when I was a man, I put away childish things. And, you know, this is why the church is an apostasy. This is why we're going to follow the ecumenical movement and humanism, because we still love the world and the things of the world. You know, the Bible says a Christian has crucified their lusts with their passions and affections to do God's will. Are you crucified with Christ? Are you baptized in His will alone? Or are you cheating like a whore on the side? Time to re-examine your life and see if you're really in the faith, if you even know what the faith is. We earnestly contend for the faith. That's why people hate us. And that's why people don't like us, because we're a little tough, and it's for good reason, because if you get caught loving and spending your worship and time on the Super Bowl when Jesus comes, that's not faith. And Jesus said, will I find faith when I come? Think about your life. We love you. Grace and peace.
Peace.
This is MORNINGSTAR Christian Fellowship. Not really Christian. They're not following Christ the way God had commanded. First commandment, love all God with all your heart, not 90% in a little bit of Super Bowl. This is in Scarborough at Morningside and Ellesmere. So you might want to be wary of, this is what they do, this is what they promote. God bless.